Once again, coming to you live, we got the None But Love podcast coming from Money Earning Mount Vernon. My name is Mainovent.
Kera, hi.
I'm Moneymike, Mommy.
And we got one of the best, I would say world-renowned black writers that wrote at least 10 novels under his belt. Critically acclaimed, Shannon Holmes.
What's up?
Yeah, so Shannon, so basically, for the people, just basically, say your name, where you from, and just tell a little bit about yourself, just the beginning of like your name and where you from.
My name is Shannon Holmes. I'm from 220th Street.
Okay, and that's in the Bronx?
In the Bronx, New York.
Okay, and you're an author?
I'm an author.
Okay.
African-American author, urban fiction. And I was reading these books when I remember my sister reading those books, Donald Goines' books. So that kind of, when I look back on it, she kind of started me on that path.
Okay, so let's kind of like go back a little bit in history. So basically you grew up in the Bronx?
All my life.
Okay, so you went to like public school?
Public school, 78, PS 78, 135, and Evander.
So this is all Bronx, New York. So
Bronx.
for the viewers, yeah,
All Bronx, New York.
All in a certain neighborhood, yes.
Okay.
Northeast Bronx.
Right. So basically, so from the Bronx, you just, inner city kid, learning the streets, being out there, going through the, the trials and tribulations of, the youth. So basically, when did you start like realizing that you had a gift to write, like to know that you was a writer?
I never knew my life was noteworthy. I mean, really, I was living a average life. I was looking up to the wrong people, or somebody say the right people. But I looked up to the wrong people, the streets, and then crack hit.
Right.
Those
Crack hit
people,
86.
86.
Right.
Yeah, and those people, I like certain people. I was enthused by those people. I mean, I come from a family of 8, including my mother and father. It was 3 boys, 3 girls.
Okay.
And at maybe 7 or 8, I watched my older brother, because he's 10 years older than me, I watched him go to the military. And then at 12 or 13, I watched my middle brother go to the military. So it was nobody in the nest to protect me. And I had to protect myself. And the friendships I forged, my friends became my brothers.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and that pretty much was it. So, if I had love for you, I had love for you. And it's always.
So as growing up, did you have like a what was your family setting? Was it mom, dad in the household? Like, did you come from a tight-knit family?
Yeah, I came from a pretty rare setting. I mean, I had a mother and father, and my father was there to raise me. You know what I'm saying? So my father was transit. My mother was a meter maid, as they call.
Wow.
I mean, back in the days, they probably call them a ticket agent right now.
Right. All the tickets for you.
She had a job.
She had a job. You sitting in Dunkin' Donuts
very
waiting for you
important back then.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Waiting
So,
for you to get out your car.
My father had me taking these city tests at 16.
Wow.
And at 16, I was passed. You can't put no multiple tests in front of me and I ain't going to pass. If the answer's right there, I'm going to pass that test.
I know that's right.
So I was passing those tests. You know what I'm saying? So my father once told me, he said, yo, what your friends have, you going to have in time.
Okay.
But I was from that microwave generation. I wanted it right now.
Right.
And therein lie the problem. So in 86, I think crack hit, and I started seeing dudes that was broke come from out of town with 190 Benzes and 300 Benzes, 300 E's.
Yeah.
That probably made you go crazy, right?
Yeah,
get
when
that.
the streets excited me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just looking back. It wasn't my time at that point in time. My father controlled my life.
So real quick, what area of the Bronx is this that you're witnessing?
I'm in the Northeast Bronx. I'm in Boston Road and Fish.
Boston Road and Fish, okay.
But the PS 78. So
right.
I think who you go to school with dictates who your friend's going to be.
Right.
So those kids became my friends, and they became my brothers in most cases. So at that time, what your friends do, you do. It becomes this peer pressure, but when you get into jail, it becomes peer pressure.
Wow.
Yeah.
People,
Black people think peer pressure ain't real, but it's very real. So those kids that were selling, I remember I was playing basketball, 15, 16, couldn't do Boston on the fish. And my man said, yo, sit with me. I'll buy you anything you want, what you want to eat. And he bought it. He just wanted me to hang out with him because he was on the block and he was working for older drug dealers. And me sitting with him gave him company.
Okay.
So I sat with him. I ain't had to touch nothing. I loved it.
It was the block. Block
He bought
work.
me chicken wings and french fries.
Yeah, block work.
And Hawaiian soda.
Right.
So, yeah, I was good.
Right,
Okay,
you
I
ain't
got
want much.
fruit punch and
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
I
He
didn't
was
require
good.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
So,
good for you.
but I sat there with him. And
Kera said, "Eat that, drink that now."
And at that time, that excited me.
Okay. So then, what was the step? So at that time, you kind of like got tired of that. You wanted your own. You wanted your own piece of the pie, right?
Nah, I mean at that time, you got to remember it was older dudes on the block. It was apprenticeship involved. It wasn't you just coming out with your own work.
Okay.
So he connected me with somebody who needed a little dude to watch his stash.
Okay, all right.
Because remember, we under the age, they can't lock us up. They have his parents.
Right, sure.
So he wanted somebody who's gonna not get locked up, and he got to pay the bill.
Okay.
So he introduced me to another older guy, and I watched his work. He said, "Oh, you want to touch something? Just tell me who go to that wall, who go wherever he stashed his work at. Tell me. That's it." And so I watched this. I sat there while he busted sales. I watched his work. I watched his pack.
Okay.
So let me see if I got this story correct. So you're a private house dude, correct? You when I noticed me being from the Bronx, like you're from Bronx, but I noticed the private houses dudes.
I'm from Laconia.
Laconia. Y'all gravitated towards Boston Road. Now, for the viewers, Boston Road is like an area, like a project area it goes from what's the block at the bottom?
It goes from Corsa to
to
Wilson.
all the way to Wilson.
But on the next block, it's my church.
Okay.
213th. It's my church.
Okay.
Which is St. Philip's and James.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
And I think that it's very important that you brought up that point because I never felt the sense of spirituality in that church. We was one of the only few black families in that church, a Catholic. I always asking my father, "Why you mean it's Catholic?" He said, "That's all I knew." So I knew I had to know more. So we went to this Catholic church. It was very few. There's very few black families. I'm looking at it every Sunday. I'm looking at a white Jesus on that cross. And I never got the spirituality part of church. Actually, when I fired my first gun was on my church plot. A couple feet from my church. I never got that. It was a woman who we call crazy. And she would always say in the middle of the sermon, "And he shot me." We were always looking. And he shot me. That's what she would say.
Right.
It was always a giggling point for me and my brothers and sisters.
Right.
Yeah.
Because she was always in church that day.
Right.
But I never knew her. But she was white, and the people who was. I didn't go to Catholic school, but I went to parochial services.
Okay.
To steps and all that type of stuff. I always wanted to be an altar boy for that.
Right.
I don't know why I never been on, but that was just something for me. They put that wafer in your mouth.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You believe in one God, the Father,
Yeah.
the Almighty, the Maker of heaven and
Was
earth.
it a chip?
For all that are
It was like a
seen.
chip.
Bread.
And all
I
the
thought it was like a
seen.
chip.
It is
Exactly.
like a chip, a little
You
white
drink
chip.
They laid it in your
Yeah.
mouth.
Red juice, right?
Yeah,
You wanted
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, you
Yes.
drink the red
You
juice.
wanted
Yeah,
that.
I never
Right.
had
Yo,
that.
that was
I
my
never had
favorite part of church.
I wanted the chip
That first
and drink
Sunday.
the red juice because
They
they said
always
the red
said
juice was
this.
blood, right?
That's what they always said.
Yeah,
Red
Yep,
juice,
yep.
Yeah, that's
The
what they
We
was
divine-
saying.
believe in the one
divine-
God, the Father, the Almighty, the maker of heaven and earth, all that is seen and unseen. But I never really got that spirituality that I needed from church.
You was just going.
I was just there. Sit up, stand, kneel.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Catholic Church is about. It's robotic. It's really robotic. For
Baptist
anybody
though,
who's been, for anybody's in it, ever been in it. But when I went to the South and I went to church to my mother's in South Carolina, I felt the spirituality.
It's a little more upbeat. Yeah, singing and dancing and
So-
praising.
So high school, what high school you went to?
I went to Evander.
Oh, you went to Evander. So
Yeah.
we go to
Vandy
fast
was
forward.
crazy back in the day.
Vander was
Vander
crazy.
was Stuck
Yeah.
Central.
Yeah. So we go fast forward. So you're in Evander High School. Did you make it out of high school?
Never.
Okay, so you didn't make it out of high school.
So let me
So let's-
rewind. Let me rewind.
Okay, got it.
So when the times my parents didn't go to church with me, they sent me to church by myself. I never made it there. I went to my man's house on Fish Avenue.
Okay.
Okay.
And we waited. Church was out.
Yeah.
Sent me with the money. I spent it on candy.
Okay. Yeah.
And then we waited. The church was out. And then I walked back home.
Okay. Yeah.
My guy.
You ran a racket early.
My brother.
Okay.
My brother. This kid became my brother. And I used to walk to church. I used to walk to school with his brother. But he's kicky making me late. My father didn't play that. My father had a string on. My father was like James from Good Times, physically and mentally. My father put hands. My father slapped me so hard one time, I thought he punched me. Boom!
Whoa.
I said, "What I do?" I knew what the fuck I did.
So Shannon, real quick. So let's get to the part where I guess you drop out of high school.
I dropped out of high school in 10th grade.
Right, you drop out of high school. So what was you doing from 10th grade to the point? Because we're gonna fast forward real quick. The point you go out of town. Tell us what that experience is like, real quick in a nutshell.
Okay. Before all that, it was a Jamaican kid in my neighborhood. Dennis, God bless her dead, and my man Jay, American dude. Jay went out of town with Dennis, and they laid the foundation for what we would proceed. Dennis got killed, but when he got killed, it was $1 million in the attic. I'm not speculating. This is what the authorities said.
Okay.
It's $1 million when they found him dead in the attic. So you know he was type of money he was getting.
And he's from Boston Road.
He's from Boston Road.
Got you.
So Jason, the Yankee boy, unquote unquote, he's the American kid running with Dennis, the Jamaican kid
And they get money in New York or
in D.C.
oh, DC back then. Okay.
So when Jay came back, I could see Jay. I looked up to Jay because he was a short dude of stature, but he wielded a big presence. He was rough kid, rough dude,
Yeah.
hard. He was nice with his hands, whatever. He was everything that epitomized. He epitomized everything that was right about the game.
Right.
Good dude, whatever. He treated people fair, and I tried to mold myself after that guy.
Right.
He never did me wrong because I was on a lower level of the ladder. He never talked to me, speak to me out of character.
Right.
He never. He was a good dude, all the way around the board.
At this point, what grade you in? What's
And I'm
supposed to be
saying
in?
Jay,
Yeah. What grade you supposed to be in?
all my life I'm saying Jay.
No, but what grade you supposed to be in at this point? 10th, 11th, 12th?
No, this not even before I went out of town. This is 8th, 9th, 7th.
Oh, it's
all that
early
type
in the
of shit.
game. Okay, you talking
Early
about
in the
early.
game.
Okay, before you
So-
dropped out. Okay.
When Jay came back from D.C., he got destroyed because Dennis got killed, and he was supposed to be on. When Dennis got killed, that cut him off.
That cut him off.
He's destroyed. He's telling people about the block. About the block, the spots they had.
Yeah.
And niggas is flying. Older dudes is
Niggas
flying
ready.
out.
They ready
So
to
I'm
roll.
seeing them leaving. And they coming back. 190s, 300 E's. Whoa. So 85, 15, 16, I go out to DC. We got the balls. Me and my man Antoine Rambo. Rambo a little bit. Maybe he got me about 3 years. I got toyed by like maybe 1 or 2 years.
Talking about John Rambo? Little Rambo?
John
the Bronx?
Rambo. John Rambo. I don't know if you know Uptown.
Yeah, Little Uptown.
No, not that Uptown.
Okay.
He's from Uptown.
Okay, but I
My
know
man-
if you talking about Rambo, I know John Rambo.
My
back
man
in the day,
John
little
Rambo.
man, boxing, fight, little tough
I
nigga
don't
was
know.
on the
No,
island.
I don't know. No, not that guy. He didn't come to the island.
Wasn't he?
It's
Okay, then it
there's a
can't
lot
be-
of Rambos. A lot of Rambos.
Okay,
A lot of
okay.
Rambos back there. But you talking about Antoine Fed magazine?
No, Antoine was out there though.
Oh, he was out there. Okay.
Antoine came out there.
Okay, gotcha.
So cool. So I take that train, and I can remember my mother asking me, "Where was you at all day? What you got?"
And you 15, 16 at this age.
15, 16. There's no cell phones.
85.
No cell phones, no
Was it
beepers
beep?
at the time.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I said, "Yo, I went to
What's that back then?
what was the
Downtown?
no.
You used to train out of town?
I told her I went to a music park. What's the music park in Jersey?
Oh,
Oh, the Six Flags?
Oh, the
Yeah,
Great
Great
Adventures.
Adventure.
Oh,
Told
yeah.
her-
And I told her I went to Great Adventures, and the bus broke down because I had to cover.
And you 15, 16.
Yeah, my parents took control of my life. It's not like that, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can't disappear. I got mother and father in the house.
Yeah.
Who was you at out there? I went to
Great Adventures.
The bus broke down on the highway.
Yeah.
She bought that line.
Okay, she bought it.
I went to Washington D.C. Me, my man Toy, and Rambo.
Yeah.
So we get to Washington D.C. We had the gall and the guts to go sell the work. When another nigga told us to sell the work.
Okay.
We went out there, got it off, and we came back.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, and we came back, and that was it. What she gonna say? You can't. It's not what you know, it's what you can prove.
Right.
So I told my mother where I was at. What she can prove where I was at. So
Right,
she
right.
had to eat that lie.
Right,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
My father once told me, he said, "Yo, yeah, you think you're the only person to lie to your father?" I thought I was.
That was a good line. Heard
But
that
he
before.
couldn't prove what I was doing.
Yeah.
So,
So when was your first time that you had your first brush with the law, and then leading into your your first
this
incarceration?
is crazy because before I went to DC, my first brush to the law, I was leaving the block and walking home through Teddy's block.
Yeah.
What
Teddy.
age was this? This is
I was
16?
15, 16.
15, okay.
I see my father walking out. I said, "Yo," I'll call my father by his first name. I say, "Bob, what's up?" I was raised like that. That's what I was. I call my mother by her first name. I call my father by his first name. Not that they're not my parents. That's what they wanted me to call them.
Really?
That's all I did. Yeah.
Okay.
That's
First
so
name,
interesting.
parents?
You calling people by their first name?
His
My-
parents. He
Yeah.
said.
that's
Hey,
hard.
yo, but my
That's crazy.
friends was like, "Yo, what?"
Nah,
You
that's
trying to say
disrespectful.
mom,
Not
dad?
back in the day.
Nah,
they
But
didn't
they
do
wanted
that.
you to call him
He's
that?
like
My
Joan,
father
Frank.
said,
Yo, that's
"Dad
crazy.
makes it
That's
feel
hard.
old."
Oh wow.
Yo,
I
Bob.
couldn't call my mother by her
Never.
first name. She slapped
Not-
me.
Yo,
That's
Bob.
a whole
fact.
Yo, Bob. Okay, but
Darrell.
it's funny. It's funny because
Robert.
This point you
I can't.
said, yo.
Hey, Robert, I need to
it's
need to
funny
holler at you for a
because
minute.
my kids don't call me Bob.
Yo, Frank.
None of my kids, none of my brother's kids call him by their first name. None of my sister's kids, none of my kids call me Dad.
Okay.
Okay. Yo, Bob, what's up?
Nah. That's tough.
He walking out the gate. He said, "Yo, oh, there you go."
Yeah.
I'm in front of Teddy's house,
Yeah.
219. He said, "Yo, there you go. Yo, the cop just came here and said you saw some man some bad crack, and if he."
What? Bob said that?
That's what Bob said. Dead ass. My father. my father's name is Rufus B. Holmes.
So where you get Bob from?
They call that's B is for Bob.
Oh.
So they call him Bob.
You said Rufus B. Holmes?
Rufus B.
Okay,
Holmes is
okay.
country shit, right?
South Carolina.
Rufus.
He's from Georgia.
Oh, Georgia.
My mother
Okay.
from South Carolina. They met on 117th Street in Manhattan.
Yeah.
So, they look. They said, so he takes me home and he strip searches me before I go to 47.
Your dad?
My dad,
Okay.
not even knowing that I got the work on me.
Oh.
So I go to the.
He reported you?
No, he took me to the precinct because
Oh, because
somebody spilled on. Somebody's told on me.
Okay.
Somebody told on
He's
me.
bringing them to Clay's name.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yo,
Come on, Kera, get with it.
I know, but
so he's scared.
I'm just trying to see what Bob did. I want-
He's scared for his youngest child.
Uh-huh.
'Cause I'm reckless. I'm ruthless and reckless.
His pops don't really know what's going on.
He don't know.
He
But
know
he's
what's
guessing.
going
He's
on.
guessing.
I get it.
He's guessing.
He's like, we're going to the police station. You're good.
Yeah.
And your
Nah,
pops
no.
was a
But why
stand-up
did he
guy,
strip
working
search him?
guy,
Stand-up
took
guy.
care of the family.
Stand-up 9 to
Never
5.
did anything bad.
Pension,
Okay, good.
or never did.
Okay.
Took him to the police
My
station.
father told me
to
he
clear his name because he
Okay.
thinks he's good.
Right.
Okay,
Thinks he's
but
good.
meanwhile, I'm
He
dirty.
wasn't good. He's telling
So when he
us
found out
wasn't
you was
good.
dirty, what
I got the
happened?
tidy whities on with the work.
Under the nutsack, you know what I mean?
I got the work on me,
Talk-
right?
Yeah.
And what happened?
He didn't strip search me, but he physically searched me.
Right.
I go to the street shit. I go to the precinct. Yo, blah blah blah. You saw
No, but
this?
hold on. So he never found the work.
You didn't
on
find
you.
the work. So
But
I'm
you
at-
still had it on you in the precinct because you couldn't even stash it.
exactly.
Oh.
Shit.
So
Okay.
boom, I'm at the precinct. So I knew from the older dudes. I told you I ran the streets with kids, with dudes 8 and 10 years of my peers. So I knew the worst thing you could be is a snitch.
Right.
I knew that.
Exactly.
I knew certain things. They showed me the way. No, I don't know what you're talking about. I played dumb.
Mhm.
Got up out of there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But what happened was somebody told on me that got knocked. He mentioned I'm Shannon Holmes.
Yeah.
My name is odd. I thought it was. And in my neighborhood it was. So if you said Shannon, they was coming right to my house.
So that's your first brush, right?
That's
so
my first brush with the law.
when was the first time you actually went to jail? Like you went to did your first bid?
So that same block, I come out, busting.
DC?
No, I'm on Boston Road.
New York.
Okay.
So, an older dude was like, "Yo, that man over there wrote something. Oh, him? I'm serving him and everybody. This is the first year TNT came out in New York. It's
TNT.
87,
Yeah, TNT. Yeah.
86,
Heavy.
87.
TNT.
So-
Tuesdays and Thursdays.
I bust a sale.
Oh, that's what it meant. Tuesday and Thursdays.
So I bust a sale.
That's the raid days.
Nigga said, "Yo, he won it right there." It was a Mexican nigga. Busting the cell. I was spitting out cracks in my mouth.
Mm.
So when they grabbed me, they
Yeah, because they knew the grab. They
I
knew.
swallowed that shit.
Spit it out.
They said, "Yeah, we gonna make you shit that shit out."
Exactly.
Nah, they ain't do that. But I caught the sale. They didn't have the money, nothing. But I got the case.
And so you did your first bid off that case?
Yeah.
And it was that had to be like a year on the island. It wasn't like
Split sentence. I
Okay.
never had no time. I never
okay,
had
right,
a
right,
record.
right. Okay.
So I can remember going to the court. The one day I went to court without my mother. I can remember going to court for that, getting the rain. And my older sister, I love her, my sister Rita, she was like my second older sister. She's 11 months older than she's much younger than my older sister. She was in the courtroom. You stupid. I'm looking at her like coming to get in the rain.
Yeah.
I'm looking at her like that, but she said, so anyway, so I went to court without my mother. They was like, yo, my public defender was like, I got bailed out. My public defender was like, yo, it might be a chance you're going to jail today. I said, what?
Shit.
Right. Right.
She said, you might be going to jail today. I said, what? So the judge is like, yo, you got anything to say before I sentence you? I said, yeah, my mother wasn't here because she got a bad heart. He said, your mother wasn't here because her youngest son is in the highest court of the land. She's ashamed of you. She's in the highest court of the land.
And he
Take
threw the
him
book.
away.
He threw the book at you.
I got a split sentence.
Okay, all right. So he was good.
90-day sentence and
Okay.
5 years
It's
probation.
all good.
So, and that was my first brush with the law.
And then so you progressed on to serious, more advanced situations where
Same
you did
crime, different,
Right.
same dudes, different crimes.
So you basically did your first bid, and then that's when you found your knack to want to write, to be a writer. Okay, so when did you find that knack to have that creativity?
It became many, many years later.
Okay,
When I got locked up out of town, I caught 2 cases for like 2 ounces apiece. My man was sick. Yo, go to the 7-Eleven. Was in D.C. So we started migrating to D.C. because of my man Jay.
and it was wild money out there too.
It was wild money. So because it's buy less, sell for more. It's supply and demand mentality. And D.C. couldn't get it for what the prices that New York was getting.
Right.
So a lot of New Yorkers flooded D.C. So I go down to D.C. with another dude I was fucking with from the block. And it's a good luck, you know. I'm gotta pay for nothing. I'm getting paid, but they was getting all the real money. He probably moving like 4 bricks. Dude, I was fucking with probably moving like 4 bricks a month.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So he was getting money, but I was
A
getting.
week.
I thought I was getting money, but I wasn't really getting money.
Yeah.
In hindsight, as a
Right.
grown man, I wasn't getting money. 500, 600 a week.
Yeah. And you not working.
But I don't gotta pay for no rent. I don't gotta
Right,
pay
right,
for
that's some
right.
money.
So that's money for a young nigga.
Yeah,
You know what I
money
mean?
back
Then
then,
yeah.
500 a week.
Exactly.
That's good money.
It's good money, yeah.
So,
But they
You know
making
what I'm
buku money. A
They
brick a
making
week is
buku
good.
money. Yeah,
Yeah,
stupid
brick a
money.
week is good.
they got everybody on salary.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and they good with
So,
that. 500
you know,
back then.
I
that
came,
was great.
I came back. I'm able to get furs from my girl.
You're able to ride in the OJ.
I'm
You know what
right.
I mean? Do everything.
I'm getting super Timberlands, whatever
Exactly.
out I had.
Yeah.
But not to cut you off, Shannon. We gotta pay some bills. We gotta come back with the author Shannon Holmes, and we at the NuttinButLuv podcast and Money Earning Mount Vernon. Stay tuned. Stay locked in.
So we back at you, the NuttinButLuv Show. We got Shannon Holmes in his house. Yeah, so check this out, man. So basically, you crafted your first novel, basically in prison, while serving a 5-year sentence for different various drug convictions you had, basically.
Yes.
Okay. So, and then also you let me see what else they say about you. Say you first achieved your success with the first novel, Be More Careful, which sold about 500,000 copies within a year.
So my first novel, my first attempt at a novel was a classic.
Okay.
So, I mean, you gotta understand the artist's first album or whatever their first is. They waited all their life to achieve that success.
Yeah.
So I was hungry for success. Everything at that point, everything I did didn't work for me. I was a failure at selling drugs. I dropped out of school, and so on and so forth.
Okay.
So I was hungry for success. I met a kid in jail who literally changed the course of my life.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So, he wrote 3 books. And talking to him, I said, yo, I'm smarter than him.
Right.
I lived longer. I done more things. And I saw more things.
Okay.
Because when I'm in the streets, I ran the streets with dudes that's older than me.
Facts.
So I said, I was the first time reader. Long time writer in my mind. So I said, if he can, it's all about figuring out what he know that I didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
So they said anything you want to know is in between the pages of a book.
Okay.
So I went to the prison library
Right.
and picked up a book about how to write a book.
Right. So you sold 500,000 copies. That's 500,000, man. Let's give him a round of applause for that, man.
Yeah.
That's an achievement, man. And you did that from inside the belly of the beast.
No,
Huh?
when my first book came out, I was already.
Oh, you were.
outside.
Oh, okay. So you was already home. Okay.
I crafted the book inside.
Oh,
prison,
you
wrote the
crafted
book
it in
in
there.
jail.
Oh, you
but
wrote it
when
in.
I published,
Okay.
it was outside.
Okay. Right. So that's cool.
So that book was it a #1 seller for a couple of months, for a whole year, or what? Did you make it to a #1 seller? What was the deal with that?
I think Rick
What did they
Ross
say?
said it best. When your idols become your rivals.
Mm.
The people I looked up to, I was surpassing. Like nobody gave me a blueprint for how this was supposed to go.
Who were some of the people you looked up to in the writing game and the author game?
Carl Weber, what's this guy's name? That was on.
Who's some of the authors, Kera? You're kind of smart, I think.
What's this guy's name that was on Hot 97? What's this guy's name?
Who? Charlemagne?
Not definitely Charlemagne. Not Charlemagne. God, it was on
Ebro?
before them. It was
Oh, Star and Buck Wild?
definitely not. But I when Star said Google him, I didn't know nothing about Google, and I made it my business.
Oh yeah, about that. Yeah.
He said Google that.
Yeah.
And I said, what is Google?
Yeah.
So it was a couple. Michael Bazin was on,
Okay, right.
Michael Bazin, and these guys had lines outside the door, and it was just some of the people I looked up to. I read Michael Bazin. He said "Men Crying in the Dark." I read those books. I was a first time writer, but a long time reader.
So break down the deal for Be More Careful. What was the exact deal that you got? You got a
Be More
2-book
Careful
deal?
was a 1-book deal.
That was a 1-book deal.
But then it worked its way into a 2-book
With
deal,
a
right?
no. Be More Careful was a 1-book deal with a sliding scale.
Did they give you advance?
Yeah, it was probably like about 7,000 to 10,000.
Okay, they shortbread. Okay.
Yeah.
They could have gave you a little more,
I mean,
but they didn't know. They took the gamble on you.
They're taking a chance on
They're taking the gamble.
but they knew what they had. I didn't know.
So they give you 7,000, and they.
I'm in jail. I'm in jail. I got commissary to the ceiling.
Oh, so
You good? You good? What you want?
So wait a minute. Hold on. Let me get this straight. You're
I
in
signed my deal
jail.
from jail.
They give you 7,000, and they're gonna distribute the book and see how it
Came
goes.
home.
Right?
Between that, it was my 4th year, my 5th year. I came home.
You came home. So what? Tell us what happens, like as far as with the distribution deal and the money moving forward.
My publisher was Terry Woods. Terry Woods Publications. Terry Woods, and she was like, "Yo, I can't keep spending true to the game money on Be More
Oh
Careful."
yes, I remember that book too.
So,
What do you mean? And what do you mean by that?
she
True to the Game
said
was another
she
novel.
can't keep spending the money she made for True to the Game on Be More Careful.
Right.
Oh, that was so. She's your
She's
publicist.
She's my publisher.
Yeah, but she was
But she
dipping
did
into
a
her
book.
pocket. She was dipping into.
She was the person I looked up to. When I looked up in jail, I saw True to the Game. I CoHost whatever. When I read those
CoHost
books,
Whatever, right? By
CoHost
Sister
Soldier.
Soldier, yes.
Right.
I read all her books, but I said to myself, like, I live this life. My mother used to always say, Shannon, all you want to do is eat, sleep, and run the streets. And that's what the fuck I do.
So let me get this straight for the viewers all over the world, because I'm a little confused. She took money proceeds from her book to fund your operation.
That's love.
And was the money coming in? Did she get reimbursed?
We didn't know
from
that.
it, or
We
what?
didn't know what I was going to be.
Okay.
But she was
We only
investing
had
in you.
assumptions.
Okay.
She was a publisher. She took me on like Cash Money, or
Right.
Jay-Z took Memphis Bleak, or or Puff Daddy took Biggie.
Right, but fast forward and tell us what happened then. So what happens now?
What happened?
Yeah. You sold 500.
Yeah, you sold 500,000 copies.
Took him for life on his own.
Right.
And then somebody came to me and said, "Yo, Shannon, you're worth 300,000." I said, "What?
And that
How you go from being worth nothing to being worth something?" I couldn't understand that.
So let's break this down so an 8th grader can understand. 500 copies sold. They cut you a check for 300,000. How does that work? Like break that. Go. Give us an accelerated course.
Okay, books. They don't even sell that amount. That's far fetched.
Okay.
I sold twice the amount of books in my first year that people do in their lifetime. I sold 100,000 copies. I sold 100,000 copies, meaning I generated $1 million
Okay. So she
for somebody, not for her, but you got the distributor.
Okay.
You got
Everybody gotta get paid.
you got the people who work at the
Right.
store.
We got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody gotta get paid.
Exactly.
But she definitely got her money back and some.
Got her money. I got 100,000. I had 100,000. So I say, if I got 100,000,
So-
then I know you got 500,000.
So wait a minute.
Mm.
So when you say so hold on. So now
So what did?
So you didn't get you didn't get what they say you got, basically.
so
So in other words,
100,000.
they make it seem like okay.
So who cut the check for 100,000 for you? Terry Woods
That's
cut
what
the
I always say.
She cut the check.
Exactly.
Okay.
That's what I
She said,
always
"Yo,
say.
come down to the office. Here's 100,000.
So
I
she
got that for you."
so if she can cut
This
that.
is what I had.
what did she
My
get?
first year I had 100,000 in the bank.
She said, "Yo, here's
This is
100,000."
what I always say. Don't nobody got nothing on me but Terry Woods.
I'm gonna give a clap to that.
That's great.
Oh.
And she
Shout out Terry
was
Woods,
considered
man. Shout out
your
Terry
Terry
Woods.
Woods.
what was
Terry
she?
Woods.
She was
She
your
gave me
mentor.
100,000. To the game. Yeah, I remember that.
So that's why I always say, don't nobody got nothing on me but Terry. You ain't come my check.
But
You ain't
was
got nothing on me.
But was she was your manager also? She was like
She
your manager.
was just my publisher.
Publicist. Yeah, that's
Publisher.
Like a manager.
Publisher.
I gotta-
publisher, not publicist.
But I gotta
Publisher.
Okay.
I gotta step back because I'm like always about the money and the behind the scenes. Not to dig too crazy, but so if she can give you 100,000, what did she get?
Exactly.
Yes.
So
That's what I'm saying. So
it's a natural inclination.
it's
to count
good to get
somebody's money.
100,000,
So
but
I said to her,
But Mano, let's
and they
step
had no
back.
contracts or
But
nothing.
Mano,
no, we did have contracts.
But
Don't get that fucked
You did have a
up.
contract
But
with
Mano-
her?
I had a contract.
Okay.
But Mano, let's step in and keep it real, right? She's the publisher, so she's in charge of the whole distribution of his situation. Am I saying that right?
You're saying that right.
Okay, so
She's my mother.
she's in charge of that.
in literary
and,
sense.
and there's some upfront money you gotta put that falls on her, but she got it from True to the Game. Am I saying that right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little smarter than you, Kera. Okay. So this what's going on here. She running the ship. The money's coming in, and he's not known. We getting him out there. Whoa, the money's coming in. Boom, let me bust him with this 100,000.
He had no choice to do that.
Right.
Right. Oh, we get
You
that.
said the money wasn't coming in?
No, the money's
money's
coming
coming
in.
in.
Okay, coming in.
Yeah.
Right.
But she's running the ship, fronting the money.
In the beginning.
Yes.
Right.
You can't be pimping and talking and you ain't front nothing. You know the game.
This is true. But
Okay.
it
Because you asked him a question.
right, but I still
He
go
was
back.
like, where that money came
No,
from.
he wants to know how much did she get.
I'm just saying,
But why?
because
You
it
wasn't-
matters.
You wasn't there
It
fronting.
does.
You
It
wasn't
definitely
there fronting money.
Yeah,
Well,
because he
go on and front this book then.
No.
No.
I can't agree with that. What I'm saying is, if she funded you out, she paid
Saw the
everything, helped you
potential.
out in the beginning. Right now, the money's coming in.
Yeah.
She knows you are a prominent author. You getting money. She comes and tells you to come down to the office, and here goes 100,000. My spidey senses would still say, I'm a businessman. Yes, you did help me out. I understand you gave me 100,000.
get paid.
I'm thankful. But who's to say that 100,000 you gave me covered whatever you put out for me? You understand what I'm saying? Like that shit could have covered it 10 times.
So the question is, where was you at that moment, mentally, business wise?
When she gave you that
Just give us-
100,000.
just give us a frame.
Yeah. Give us a frame
Where
in
was
your
you
mind.
at?
When
Let's
she
keep
called
it
you down the
real.
office,
Okay, where was that?
What's
Yeah.
your first thought?
She's an attractive woman. I'm not a. I'm no poop butt. I'm an attractive man. So here's what I said.
Yeah. I
Here's what I said.
You keeping it real right
I
now.
fucked it up in
keeping
the
it-
drug game.
So you just happy to get 100,000.
No, this didn't come in it came in increments.
Came in increments. So you didn't even get the whole 100. Okay. So to
Listen,
my point,
But I got 100.
Right.
you did. But
So what were the
okay.
increments? Let's keep it real. What
Yeah.
was the
See,
increments?
we got to dig a little bit
20,
deep.
30, what was it like?
Yeah, my first check was like 7,000.
Okay. So how long did
I
it take?
quit my
Different
job.
than just
Okay. So
being-
roughly,
Okay.
how long did it
What was
take
the
you
next
to
check?
accumulate?
What was I working?
You said you quit your job.
Bugging. So I'm working at Strauss on Dye Avenue. I came home from jail.
Abraham and Strauss?
Yeah, I remember
Strauss?
Yeah.
That's before your time. You
asked what is it?
So, so my manager says to me,
It's almost like a
Rite
Bloomingdale.
Aid?
It's almost like a Sears / Bloomingdale
never
/
heard of
no, it's like for
It's
cars.
more like
for
cars. Yeah.
Oh, for cars.
It is?
Oh, Strauss. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
Oh, Strauss. I'm thinking
Yes,
of I'm
yes.
thinking of
Yeah.
my bad.
So
Look
my
at you,
manager,
Maino.
so I'm in the alley one day ducking and dodging this nigga. And he's like, yo, you don't want to work here no more. I'm like, no. How'd you know?
Right.
Hold up, Shannon, hold up. We still got to get in your mind state. So that she gave you 100,000.
She gave me 100,000.
over a period of time of probably like
No, bro. She gave me 100,000 over a period of a year.
Over a period of years. So you didn't
it's
get that
4
one-
quarters in the year.
Okay,
So
yes,
she
sir.
gave me 30. That's 90.
Okay, right. But he's under the impression that she called you down to the
Nah,
office
not one.
So
to
it was
get this
30.
100,000, and you
It's
should be
30.
grateful.
She gave me to me. I'm gonna say something. She gave it to me and she got it.
Okay.
Okay.
So I can't.
In a year.
So okay, so I
in a
can
year.
understand why
I
you
got
didn't.
100,000 in the bank.
I can understand why you
And I
didn't.
got 100,000 in the bank, and niggas is telling me, yo, we can cop this and we could do that.
No,
we could do
but
this.
everything
All
you're
I'm
saying is
thinking
right. But you can kind of understand why I felt like if somebody calls you in the office for a stiff 100,000, I'm gonna say how much did you
It
get?
don't
But you was
matter
get-
what you
no,
think.
you was getting increments.
Like,
If
he got it in
you get
increments.
20,000,
That's why
if
it's
you
okay.
getting
That's why it's
20,000,
okay.
no working person, you getting 20,000 from your job? No,
Right.
you getting
At one
you
time.
get weekly pay.
That's why I can understand why you
So
didn't
it's
question it.
entertainment.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I understand now. I understand why you
So if
didn't
I got
question it.
20,000, 30,000,
Yeah, yeah,
15,000, I'm
That's
getting
the
more
frame
than
of
what you
mind.
getting.
Right.
You got that.
Right.
I'm getting
right.
more than what I got. I was in
So you
jail.
was happy. Yeah.
Right,
I was
right,
in
right,
jail.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna move on from that. So now that's the first year. At what comes next for you as financially and business wise? Does
So-
she get you the book deal?
You're supposed to get a
the
2-book
books
deal after that.
Or
2-book
what
deal.
happens?
So somebody comes to me and say, "Hey, 100,000. I got 100,000 in the bank. I still got a used car." Somebody says to me, "Hey, you worth 300,000." I said, "What? My life was just worth nothing last year. This time I was worth nothing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm worth $300,000.
Yeah.
It's incomprehensible to me.
Mm.
I got people. I'm living at my mother's house.
Yeah.
I got Penguin and Putnam calling me. Hey, how you get my number? You in the phone book.
Yeah.
I said, wow. I started being looked for.
Yeah.
I was that guy because I connected with my fan base by being real. Because I'm telling you how I got it. I'm giving up how I got it. Yeah. Which was.
So you quit the job at Strauss.
Yeah, definitely.
And then what did you do?
Nothing. Did what I wanted to do.
Like what? Tell me.
Nothing at all. My biggest problem was what I'm gonna wear. I'm gonna wear this with that or this with that.
So you started shopping. You was blowing the money. You was blowing money fast, like Mike say.
You was tricking?
I didn't understand.
You did trick.
You don't come from
We all
money,
trick.
bro. When
We
you don't
trick.
come from money,
Because I trick sometimes.
Okay, Maino. Yes, they
you
like
don't
that.
come from money. You don't understand the properties of money. You don't understand what you're dealing with. It's like understand not dealing with fire and
you don't know the value of a dollar, right?
Exactly.
There you go.
Right.
So I came from fast money. My father came from slow money.
Mm-hmm.
He always told me fast money spends fast.
So did you have to take care of the family? Because you said you came from a family of 6.
No.
Okay.
My brothers and sisters was already set. I'm the youngest of 6. They was already into their
Did you move?
careers.
Did you invest? Nothing. Did you try to flip it? Did you
get a
still
new
have the
car?
hustle
Did you get a
No,
mindset?
the niggas from the block told me. He said, Joe, we could do this and we can get that. I said,
So you would get sucked back in.
this is what I said to my thought to myself. I said, Joe, I see the headlines. He should have been more careful.
Right.
When they get
Hello?
caught, I got the name. Not
Hello?
them niggas no more.
Yeah.
It's me. The
Yeah.
nigga that was in the background is in the forefront right now.
Yeah, you the golden
So
boy.
I said no.
Okay.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
You the golden child.
So you was just comfortable with that. You was just kind of living off of it.
So now the money's getting low, right?
No, the money don't get low, bro. I went from $100,000 in the bank to a $300,000 deal.
Right.
Okay, so
And
tell us
that's-
that. Talk about that.
And that's
Let's
the
talk about
two-foot
that.
deal, right?
When you
Let's talk
become
about
an
that
earner,
directly.
when you become an earner, they say, yo. So
You cash cow.
So now me and Terry relationship, I hate to say this, it became like Kobe and Shaq.
Mm.
Yo.
Yeah.
So the ball is opportunity. It goes into her. It's her company. And she decides if I'm gonna get it or not.
Yeah.
So depending on how she feeling me about that day,
She
I don't
wanna
get the
throw
ball.
you.
Hello.
That's not
Exactly.
good.
I'm Kobe. Shaq, she's Shaq. Shaq think he can turn and take anybody in the league, and he can. Boom.
So let me say this. So in hindsight, when you look back at it, you could have fired her and got another publisher, but you stayed because of loyalty, or what?
It wasn't. I was contractually bound. So it wasn't the homeboy handshake. So when Simon and Schuster came around, sniffing around, because I'm doing my numbers.
Now, for the
If
people,
I generated,
for the people
if I had 100,000, she had 500,000, but we made 1.5 million.
but Shannon, for the
For
people,
somebody.
who is Simon and Schuster? Who is that? To the
Simon
people can
Schuster is a publishing giant.
know. Okay. So the people know who that is.
So Simon Schuster is a publishing giant. They
He came
they
snooping
play the
around.
long game.
Right.
When you ask the ask and dust the dust, they'll still be selling your books.
Right. So they came around. When they came around, that's for the second
So
deal?
let me say something. So me and Terry started having this riff, much like Kobe and Shaq, much like Kobe and Penny.
Right.
And I walk beside you. I won't walk behind you. Cause I got you create a being. You got your own ego. You
Right.
this. I'm
We
this
got that.
I'm this to me. I'm that guy. I am that guy. Yeah, and you that girl, but I'm that guy. So I never went at her like she's a beautiful woman.
How did you meet her?
I wrote to her.
You wrote to her from jail.
Yeah, from jail.
And she
And I was
responded.
telling them.
Yeah, you told that story.
And I was
Yeah.
telling them that
That's how you got discovered
when
by.
you get these preconceived notions from jail. Oh, you a beautiful woman. Say you're a beautiful woman, Kera. You are a beautiful woman. And guys says,
Come on, hit the applause
Yo.
for that. Come on, hit the applause.
give her the flex bomb.
You told her. You made her day right now. Yeah, that's another
Stop
outfit.
it, Maino.
Even though she has a
She's
book
like,
in her hand,
thank
but
you.
whatever.
She look in the mirror every day. Listen,
She look
but
good. She
yo,
look good.
Terry Woods is a beautiful
I'm not
girl with a
co-signing
mole,
that, Kera.
with a
Don't-
mole
don't-
on her
don't.
mouth. And I'm not saying that, we could have did something, but I'm saying we was in close
So
proximity.
did you read her book, True to the Game, that made you
Definitely.
want to write to her?
I definitely read her. I
Okay.
knew who she was.
From where though? Like how did
In
you?
jail.
Well, how did you discover her?
Somebody had passed me, but we passed books in jail.
Oh, okay.
So what Shooter the Game was
And where's she from?
She's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
So it was Shooter the Game, it was Coast Whenever.
Yes, I know both.
So when I read those books, I said, yo, this is my life.
So you wrote to her, she responded.
I wrote to her. She said, "Send me a self-addressed envelope with your book." And I said, "John, I'm sending you this book. It's going one way from me to you."
Okay.
And the rest, as they say, is history. And I always tell her, I said, "You didn't discover me. I discovered you.
Okay.
I know you exist. You never knew me. I existed. Because that was the best time of my life. Be more careful. I was able to take my time and craft this.
So I have some questions about the book.
That's right,
Be more
man.
careful.
Be more
Yes.
careful, baby. That's right. Be
So
more
I
careful,
actually
ladies
read the
and
book
gentlemen.
when I was 16 years old.
That's right,
This was-
16 years old.
Yes,
Kera.
I was
Okay.
16.
Show it to the camera.
So, yeah.
Okay.
Put it
they
one more
know
time.
Be
That's
More
a
Careful.
beautiful
This-
book.
Yeah, this is
Beautiful
actually
book.
the new copy because when I got it, it was the older version that just said "Be
yeah,
more
yeah,
careful."
yeah.
With no characters on the front.
Shout out to
Yes.
Shannon Holmes.
So she basically wants to tell you what it meant to her to read
And
that.
hold on, and Dara gotta get a book too.
No, I'm giving this one to my
Her sister
sister
and Dara.
because
Okay.
she never read it. Okay.
All right. Okay.
Keep asking her.
Right.
And Dara,
I know, right?
and Dara, he's about to make some money. He's got a movie deal, but we're gonna get to that. Pay attention to what I'm doing.
So the book, where was it inspired from? So you, like, what character would you say that you played in the book? Because I'm
I
familiar
was
with
everybody.
Really?
Everybody. As a writer, I'm everybody. There's a little bit of me and everything. My likes and
So
dislikes.
tell me which one. Name
My likes
one.
and dislikes come out on paper.
Okay.
I like light-skinned women, whatever. It comes out on paper.
So I remember the group was called the Pussy Pound.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
So where'd you come up with that name?
Well, I was coming home in '95 from a bid in Patuxent. I was a parole violator, and I met this kid on the bus. I saw him in the jail. His name was Warren, black kid, and he was telling me about these girls that was selling pussy. I said, oh, "Okay, right." On the way home, we got out the same day OJ got convicted. OJ got acquitted.
Same day.
Wow.
Got out
We got
the same
home,
day.
yeah. So
Got
boom,
on the bus.
and Pac was, what was the shit? Whatever.
Well, how did he perceive the girls that was selling pussy? Like, how was they were whore? Like, how did the conversation go? If you can remember.
To him, it was cool.
Okay.
My determination is cool is if it's cool, want it for your mother. If it's cool, want it for your daughter.
Right,
I didn't
I
have
agree.
no daughters when I wrote this book, but I was writing to my daughters when I wrote this book, and I had 2 daughters after the book.
So this is on the bus going to the jail.
Yeah,
They was talking about
I
girls.
wasn't yet writing,
Okay.
but I filed it away in my memory cabinet.
Father.
So the next bit, then I got locked up. I met a kid in jail who changed my life. His name was Jason Devon Bridges. And he had got shot in front of my face. We had the same Columbia rain suit, and everybody thought it was me. But it was him.
in jail.
No, he
No,
got
he
shot
got
on
shot
the street.
street. Yeah.
Okay.
I met this kid. He was probably like 14. When I met this kid, he's probably like 18, 19 years later. And we was talking, and that was me. So, and he wrote 3 books. And I said, I'm talking to him, it just sparked my interest. I said, I'm smarter than this kid. I live longer. I've done more things and I saw more things. Because
Did you hustle and be more though?
I hustled in Baltimore, I hustled in Pennsylvania, and I hustled New York, and I hustled in DC.
So in the book, they make it very clear that the Be More guys did not like the New York guys. So anytime that
That's
they
a
found
fact.
that the New York
That's a true
guys was
story.
hustling over there, they ran them away. They was
It's
shooting
not
them.
necessarily that. I mean, but in certain cases, some zones of B-more was a no-fly zone. You couldn't come through there. But some zones was an open zone for New York, whoever had the balls to come in there. So one thing I say about the Baltimore dude, when they got love for you, it's bulletproof. They'll go against their own for you. If you that guy, they just want to see what you gonna do with yourself.
So one of the characters that stood out the most to me was Black, because he started out very young and he started hustling because he had to, because his mother was struggling. He had a younger brother. Would you say that you was similar to him, like where he looked up to another guy? What's his name? Nard,
Nard.
right? Yeah, Nard.
My upbringing was nothing like Black's.
Okay.
Black, I mean, when I created Black, I was in Pennsylvania and I looked up on the chair and it was this guy. He was cursing this other dude out.
Mm-hmm.
He was cursing this dude out, like belittling him. And I said to myself, if he ever talked to me like that, we fighting.
This was in jail.
It's in jail.
Okay.
And his name was Black.
Oh.
So he was from Pennsylvania. I said, I got it.
So you just created
Every
that
hood
character.
is a Black.
Yes, every hood is a black.
DC,
That's a fact.
Baltimore, Wyoming, wherever, it's a black. He was black.
Yeah.
I said, if he ever talked to me, we fighting. And that's because in jail, it's all about respect.
Yeah.
It's a snowball effect. If you don't stop what's happening, somebody else is going to perpetrate it on you. So I said, yo, nah, he not going to talk to me like that. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, wherever you go, you got to do what you got to do, man. And he was that guy.
So even with the two characters, Mimi and Netta,
Yeah.
how they ended up being sisters and then Netta ended up killing Mimi was just insane to me at the end. Like, and then she realized at the funeral home that they were sisters due to, you know, the father showing up. So how did you come up with that part? Where'd that come from?
I mean, at some point in time, the book starts writing itself.
Okay.
Like, I was just there. Like, I took two characters. Be more, if you really, really, really look at Be More Careful, it's not about what they were doing. It's about who they are. So I made one light skin, one dark skin. One had a father, one didn't.
Yes,
one
exactly.
got a high, one didn't. And so on. I put two, but at the end of the day, they were friends. I put two friends at odds, but at the end of the day, they were friends.
Right. They came from two different upbringings.
Exactly.
And it's interesting how the one who had the two-family household, who was spoiled, who went to Catholic school, which was Mimi, ended up as a dope fiend, where Netta had the hard knock life. She lived in the projects, fighting roaches off.
And she was me.
And she ended up living.
In many elements, me
Working,
was me because
finishing college.
I had people in my family said, yo, I thought you'd be the one to make it. Because I had all the opportunity to make it. Whenever my siblings left the nest, more was given to me. I said I did make it.
Right.
It's a whole lot later than you thought.
Yeah. But it's a
Because
really good book.
Success is what you determine it to be. So to me, it was not my mother getting that call saying that her son was dead in DC. I was never the head of an organization, but I was in that organization.
What's some of the other books you wrote besides Be More Careful? Because I'm only familiar with this
Be
one.
More Careful. I wrote Bad Girls, but I was writing Be More Careful.
Never Go Home Again.
Never Go Home Again was the closest thing to my life.
I
Dirty
put the other
Game,
two.
and so on and so forth.
Okay, that's
And,
You know what I'm saying?
and
But
you
this
have
is the
about
one
10
that-
books, right? 10 books
I
written.
got about 8 books written.
okay.
And I had a publishing company. It was called Triple Crown.
Oh,
I got robbed out of that. I mean, I've been to everything from the streets to civil court.
So let me
I
ask
was
you
in civil
this.
court. And I turned to my lawyer because I was only in criminal court. I turned to my lawyer and said, yo, am I going to jail for this shit?
Can I ask you this? Will you write another sequel to
It's a sequel to that.
It is?
It's already out.
It's coming? It's out?
It's already out. You late.
Oh, shit. Wait, I'm
So,
late.
wait. Let's back this
And
up.
the sequel to this is what?
It's late, and we did the movie, and the movie's coming out this year.
Hold on.
So
So what's the
what's the
sequel? What's the name of the
sequel
sequel? What's the name?
Be More Careful.
Part 2?
Prequel.
Are you serious? Are you? Oh,
Dead ass.
all right. I'm gonna check
And
it
it's
out.
out. So she can get it on Amazon if she want to.
It's already out.
Okay, I gotta get it because I
So
can't
did
wait
you-
because I want to know what happened to Netta and her baby.
So did you get a distribution deal for that, or how did that work? Who's the new publisher? You still working with Miss Woods on that? Or no?
No, it's definitely not. That's the only book I did with Miss Woods. We had irreconcilable differences, if I can say this. But we still talk to this day. So, you know, like, at the end of the day, I got to ask myself, and I always ask myself, at the end of the day, it was going to the end of the day with me. Like, where would Miss Wood be without me? Would I be without Miss Wood?
So where's the movie gonna premiere?
Tubi, internet streaming services.
Okay,
Like that.
like Netflix or something like
Tubi.
that.
Tubi.
Oh,
yeah.
Tubi. Okay, I never heard of
Google
that.
Tubi and see
Oh,
what
oh.
that's about.
We Googled it.
So are you gonna have a premiere date? Like,
I'm them to premiere in
are we
Baltimore.
gonna come? Let's go.
You gonna be there? You gonna
Yeah,
be
I love this. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. No, that's right.
In Baltimore.
So let me ask you.
Really
So with your, because you had a beautiful career, man. Basically writing books and stuff like that.
I can't say that.
What I mean, as far as being creative, a creative career, what would you say? What would you want to leave on the youth? As you know, what do you want to tell the kids?
What to look out
like
for,
as
stuff
far
like
as
that.
Or
no,
even for people
no.
who are incarcerated, like how you made that your.
This is what I say.
Like,
I
yeah.
was telling Mike behind the scenes. I never get the credit for this. Like, I was the first to do it. Like, I gave hope to the hopeless.
That's good.
For people in jail.
Yeah.
I showed you that success could be achieved while you was in jail. So they know that, but you might not know that. but it's a lot of people that
time
afterwards
to
follow
think and reflect.
in my footsteps. But I was like the Michael Jordan of this shit. I believed in me when nobody believed in me. When I got in between them lines, I believed that I was the best. I never thought my life I never thought I'd live a life that would be noteworthy. But here I did. I did live a life that was noteworthy, that nobody believed in.
Because this is real life shit. Like, this is what really goes on. And they're doing it
pull
now,
from-
and they just
I
renamed
pull from my
it.
real life. So when I need motherly advice, I think, what my mother say in this situation? When I need fatherly advice, I say, what my father say in this situation? But at the same time, I hustled around some chicks that my friends or older friends were dealing with, and I was privy to conversations that they wasn't privy to because they were dealing with these guys. So I was a little young dude, and they let me hear. They didn't give a fuck what they said around me.
Right.
So I'm 14 years old. Basically, put me in a picture. I'm 14 years old. I'm going down the wrong road. I'm doing things. What advice would you give me? What would you tell me as far as me pursuing my dreams and staying out of trouble? What would you tell me right now?
I mean, all my wounds are self-inflicted. So I would tell you so you can learn more from somebody else that lived that life, your mistakes. My father told me the road I was going, but I wasn't smart enough to understand that. He said when he did this, that happened. Right. So I said, yo, he don't know what he's talking about. It's a different day and time. No, it's a cycle.
So in other words, you would tell me
mistakes repeat itself.
You would tell me to listen more, listen and be humble.
To the older dudes.
Listen to the older dudes.
So I hung on those older dudes on their words.
Right.
They was oral storytellers. I became written storyteller.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So I mean, those dudes were everything I wanted to be. I looked up to those dudes, but nowadays it's not like that. These young kids, they don't give a fuck about their parents. I don't give a fuck about me. Younger dude told me, he said, "Yo, you young dude, nigga, you old niggas think y'all know everything." Nah, it's not that we owe everything, but I know
life experience makes you more wise.
I know a lot of dead young people.
Right.
How about that?
So Shannon, real quick, your second book deal, who's the publisher on that?
Simon & Schuster. It was Be More Careful, and I think Never Go Home. And it was Bad Girls and Never Go Home Again.
Now, was that publishing deal better than your first deal?
Oh, six figures.
Okay.
Up front.
Oh, now you're getting upfront money.
Yeah, because I was an earner. I proved that.
You proved
that I can communicate with the masses.
Okay, not trying to get in your business.
Yeah.
What's that check line?
You are, but it's okay.
Check line.
We here to let everybody
like,
know
what?
that you can be successful.
6 figures? So you
Because
talking about
that's successful.
You talking about like
a lot to be
over
proud of,
what?
Man.
Over 200, over 3, over 4?
300,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Up front.
Yeah.
That's good money.
So do you have the time now out of jail to write another book?
I've written a lot of
okay.
jail.
I thought you
only
wrote all
Be
of
More
those
Careful with no.
Oh, wow. So you could.
No, and even that, like, I never had nobody to back me. I was married at one point in time, and she didn't understand that. She didn't understand. I mean, don't get me wrong.
Some people don't understand the journey.
I'm not never gonna just bash her because at one point in time she gave me what I didn't have, which was daughters. Like,
yeah, but some people don't understand the journey.
So, but
journey's something different.
Our past, I didn't lead her right, and she did this and this is
Right.
that. You never come into divorce where it's all you.
No. Everybody.
You did this and she did that.
No.
So you get the accountability.
Yes.
So
accountability.
at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Her story is on me.
Right.
Some people don't
My
understand the
story
journey.
might be
That's
on
just
her.
how it goes. That's
it's
how
it goes.
goes.
So I don't care.
Yeah, you can't worry about that.
So,
okay.
So with everything like you basically told us today, where do you see yourself? What's your trajectory? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 years?
Right now,
next 3 years, how do you see your career?
I'm doing films. I'm doing
Yeah.
films. I shot Be More Careful last year, August. So that's dropping in next month or
I can't wait.
I'm anticipating that. You gotta let us know.
That, and then I'm gonna do all my books the same. So with that said, I mean, I'm gonna pick up all the novels I know that are good books and
try to create a visual. even reading the book, I really created my own vision, like in terms
That's
of.
the beautiful thing about books.
Yes, that's what I loved about it.
So-
I could really see every part of it. That's what made me so
When I'm
into
in
it.
there, when I'm in the cell, I was able to visualize,
It was
everything.
very detailed. You know,
Yeah.
the shapes you were creating for the girls,
I didn't get a chance
the
to read
cars
it, but
that
I'm
they
definitely
drive.
gonna read it, bro.
No, it's very
If
good.
Kera tell me it's good, I'm reading.
So let me-
right
Yes,
there.
the jewelry they was buying,
Let me-
everything.
So let me ask you this, on a business level, the movie deal. So what is stopping you from talking to a Dame Dash Films, Rock Nation Films? What is stopping you from doing that?
Rock Nation Films don't exist. Dame Dash is getting distribution by somebody else. So I don't want to get no middleman. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to get no middleman. Dame Dash. A lot of people, they give the perception they're distributor. They're not a distributor, bro.
Okay.
So
so you going straight to the
I'm
right,
going.
right.
I want to go to straight to the guy.
Straight to the man. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
I
gotcha.
don't want to get because if I'm going through you and you going to him,
You want the cut.
then
Right, you
yeah,
want the cut.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's a
Okay.
cut that I'm not getting. So
Like you said,
you
you
didn't
want-
believe
and-
in me.
And I'm
You
gonna
said
say
you wanna
this.
eliminate the back end. You don't want
But
too much
I'm gonna
back
say
end.
this though. Sometimes when you do with a Rock Nation and a Dame Dash, the marketing might be there right away. So even if you go to the guy who's doing the marketing, you depending on them. That's what you're telling me.
But sometimes you do say you be dealing with Rock Nation or what you call it.
Because you looked a little lost
Yeah.
when I said.
I caught it. I caught what he
understand the
said.
marketing.
Okay,
That's his
alright, you
favorite.
understand the
That's his
marketing.
I already got a
favorite.
platform. I already got a platform
Okay,
which I can
Kera
stand
trying
for.
to
This
bust
is
down
20
some-
years
we hungry.
in the
Yeah.
making.
Okay.
I don't need your marketing.
Right.
Okay.
Good book sells itself.
That's a
Ooh.
fact. There you go, Mike.
But hold on.
Everything's
time
not
out.
marketing.
Yes.
But we're talking about the film.
The
movie.
people know. A lot of people know.
Once you hear the name, you're gonna
be
wanna
more
watch
careful.
the film.
Exactly. Be more
Because
careful was
now you-
not. See, be more careful was a saying. It's a dude from Baltimore told me, I'm from Be More where they see more. You better be more careful. I chopped that name. It's no name like
Take
Be
it
More
easy with the
Careful.
table, 'cause you kinda
It's no
moving.
name
Take it
like
easy with the
Shannon Holmes in my world. I hated my name. I grew up having to fight for
Yeah,
my
that was
name.
a good name. That was a good name.
Shannon name. No, my mother knew how to
I
be
like it
tough.
now. I like it.
I didn't like it.
Oh, you didn't like it?
I didn't like
Because
it.
could be
Shannon
kinda
Holmes, you like your name?
Nah,
Girly
I had
a little bit.
Exactly.
Shannon, yes.
I grew up.
Oh,
I know two Shannons.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm
Shannon.
50.
I know two
Get
Oh,
it.
Shannon. Right,
Yeah.
right.
So get
Okay,
it. I had a
Shannon.
lot of fights over my name.
Oh,
Yeah,
Shannon.
that's a
Okay,
girl
Shannon.
name.
Yo,
You gotta be tough.
exactly.
I
Yo,
know.
Shannon.
and
Shannon.
know what he
Don't
said?
feed it.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
treat it to Kera.
So you
That's
had
a
that
girl
I know
name.
a girl named Shannon.
That's a
That's
girl
what
name.
Shannon.
Yo,
I
my
never had a
dude, Shannon's a
nickname.
good name. See, I know
I
two
never had a
Shannons.
nickname. So when I did something
nickname.
in the neighborhood, they came to my house.
Your nickname
Oh,
should have been
man.
Shy.
Yeah, you had the only name in Shannon. They never called you Shy.
I'm dead.
They never called you Shy.
No.
Yeah, he said he done with you. That's
They call my man Shy. My
Oh,
man
oh.
is the name
Shy.
Shy.
The Shy's a good nickname.
Nah, they never call me Shy. I never had a nickname.
Well, you got one now. We gonna call you Shy.
Nah, don't call me.
No, we gotta think of something. We gotta think of something. We gotta take our time.
He gave me the face that, yo, if you wasn't beautiful, I'd try your chin strap at the end of it. Don't call me that,
I got two
yo.
friends named
Don't
Shy.
call me that.
Shy from 216th and Shy from Edenwood. They both my good friends
So,
Yeah.
for different reasons.
so real quick, I want to get back to the film, the money part of it. So, cut out the middleman. You're going straight to the source. What do you feel that needs to get done when you're going straight to the source? Do you think it's good enough with going straight to the source? They're gonna back me with the movie, and it's gonna just take off. Or
Speaking to the mic, Mike.
Of course, I think it's gonna take off because I got a foundation that this was built on. This wasn't built in a day. This is built over 20 years. Before I had kids, I had to be more careful, and I was thinking, what do I tell my daughters if I had daughters? What do I have for my niece if I had nieces?
So when this comes out, it's coming on what, like Hula or what? Like
Tubi, Amazon.
Oh, it comes out like that.
And we looking at what, like
Apple.
90 days or 6
We're
months?
looking at April.
April. Okay, it's
Oh,
next
yes.
month.
April,
Shit.
April, May.
I can't wait to
Yes,
see.
me too.
So
I'm
I'm promoted on my
so,
page.
so when your joint comes out,
Shout out to my partner Roberta James because she's from
Roberta James.
shout out to Roberta James.
she's from Mount Vernon, but she's also from the Bronx, and she's somebody
Roberta.
I met.
Roberta.
You know Roberta.
Yeah, Roberta. Yeah.
Somebody I met early in my life, and our paths crossed, and she was fighting my sister's friend, and my sister's friend bit her in the face.
Oh wow.
But
All that.
Okay, you go.
yeah, I'm telling you the whole story.
Don't tell Kera that. She don't want no parts of banging in the face. Man.
Hold on. We gonna fast forward. What role she plays here with this?
She's my partner. So
Oh, she's a partner.
S in all films. She's the R and I'm the S. Filmworks.
Okay.
She's my partner. So
She partner with
shout out to her. She took a lot of meetings with me, and she invested.
So it's
in me.
RNS Films.
So
RNS.
so real quick.
That's dope.
Oh, nice.
That's dope.
I
That's
like
dope.
it.
So real
That's
quick,
dope.
just to get this straight, the money part of it.
Right.
Shannon, so what was the budget for Be More Careful, the movie? What's the budget?
About 200,000.
Okay. Kera, jump in.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on Nothing But Love podcast. Everybody who hasn't read the book yet, please Be More Careful. It's a great book. Movie coming soon. Thank you, Shannon.
I appreciate you.
Yes.
And one last time, Shannon, let the people know where they could reach you at on Instagram.
Yes.
Shannon
slow.
Holmes Media.
Shannon Holmes Media on Instagram.
And you'll
My
be
name is my name.
Yes,
Okay.
As
sir.
Marlon once said on the wire.
Yes, sir.
Shannon, and do you have anything to say to Kera's sister? Wrap it up.
I love you, girl. I swear I do.
And Dara, I'll try to hook you up and let you get in the movie.
Number love, baby.
Yeah.